guys, welcome back to Overtakes. I'm Kel,
And this is Misfit.
and we are here to talk playoffs, champions of Stage 2. Everyone already knows, because it just happened.
Yeah. And it
New
was
York Excelsior take it against the Philadelphia Fusion. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
no, outside of the Philadelphia team and some of their fans.
Yeah.
But damn, that they were pretty impressive today. There's nothing else you can say about that. And some of our prediction, well, obviously our prediction went really, it just got dropped right in the fucking toilet. But
Yeah.
and that was because of the one scenario we said, well, just for devil's advocate or whatever we were saying,
Right.
Carpe could go off. Yeah, that happened.
Yep, that is exactly what happened. Carpe was just an absolute monster today. Almost single-handedly pushed his team all the way to where they did. You could tell they kind of ran out of gas about once they got against New York.
Yeah, when they got to
on Volskaya.
yeah, they kind of got a little tired there.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that they had run down, but up to that point, they were playing out of their minds. Carpe was just a monster. Snillo was, he helped them take 66. Absolutely the MVP of both times that they played 66, both against London and New York.
And they had to play those back to back too.
Right.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, it's kind of you kind of just got done with it. Like you just beat essentially the best team in the league on paper at every stage, and when everybody says who's the best team, no one really says New York. They're like, New York is good, but London's better. Is
Right.
what they always say.
Exactly.
But not today.
No. Today, New York was the best team. They've been the best team record-wise all season long, pretty much. And today they proved that they are the best team in the league. When you have probably the best tracer player in all the league with Sabiobi, and then the way that Libero was playing today.
I was going to say, and then the unlikely guy going off was Libero.
Yeah. This was probably, far and away the best performance we have seen from Libero, and it came right when they needed it.
That was perfect timing.
He was just absolutely unstoppable today. His Widowmaker was incredible. Every single character he was going as was just amazing.
Yeah.
They were so good.
I mean, he had, it was right after, in the championship game there on their attack run on Gibraltar, right after EQO just liquidated them, that New York.
Right.
And Boombox got nano boosted, and I'm going, I think Philadelphia is going to hold this point, and then he clutched out a Dragon Blade. He got one kill, and he demeched Poco.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, that one kill was
important.
So that completely staggered them, and they had no answer, and they just could not get any semblance of an actual defense back up. I mean, they held them for a second or two, or for like a little bit, probably like 30 seconds or so from finishing it off, but it was mostly just a matter of time more than anything else.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about that the last push there by New York, after they got to the door, when they were getting to the end of to where Philadelphia pushed to on Gibraltar,
mm-hmm.
I think Philadelphia was a little too passive.
I would agree with that.
Because when you really just get up in New York's face, they don't know what to do. But if you kind of give them time to think, big trouble. And they gave them way too much time to think.
I fully agree with that. Because that's exactly what London did to stop them in the first stage. They came out so strong, incredibly aggressive, and just forced their supports out and forced Sabayobi to come in and try to take over. But when everyone else is getting picked off and there's just constant chaos, none of them can do their jobs as effectively as we know that they can. And that's the biggest way to disrupt that team.
Yeah, and the scary thing was that Philadelphia did it through the first point of that map and almost all the way up to the doors on the second point of Gibraltar. And then I think they kind of backed up and they tried to regroup. But sometimes, especially with the aggressiveness that they were playing with the whole match and just their team in general, they're really good when they just go right up and just get up in your face. And because some teams can't handle that. And New York's one of them.
Yep.
Because if you, like you said, last stage, I mean, look what Prophet and Birdring did. Birdring was running around, like, absolutely terrorizing them. And Prophet had that Junkrat, like, on fire on Dorado, and they just had no answer for it.
Exactly. And, yeah, for whatever reason, I really don't know what happened in that first game with London. They just looked like a completely different team in this game, and
maybe they were a little cocky.
I'm starting to suspect that might have been the case. Like, they just didn't take Philly seriously, and Philly completely took advantage of that. And honestly, this was probably one of the worst games that I've seen from Gesture. Of all people, I was not expecting him to be the one that actually caused them to lose.
Yeah.
Because he has been phenomenal, probably one of the best tanks in the league up to this point,
and extremely consistent all the time. And
always playing at a high level. And today, he just performed so poorly. He was getting picked off at the exact wrong times. And every time he got picked off, it was just either due to poor positioning, too aggressive, or something, and it was just completely throwing off the rest of the team.
Yeah,
and you could tell there was many times where they were scrambling to try and pick things back up, and they just couldn't.
Yeah, because he's their main initiator, and he does not do stupid shit. And he is, he's the leader of their dives when they dive, and then you have Birdring and other guys cleaning up around him, and you have Wu Yel protecting him. If he's like not on his game, that on that team, that totally throws them off. Other teams like Philadelphia, they're used to Fraggy being overly aggressive, so they know how to take advantage of that and almost use his over aggressiveness to their advantage. Yeah, and that might have even freaked out Gesture in a way too, because he's not used to someone overly aggressive like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you think about it, the tanks that they've been playing, like the good teams, like Muma actually gives them a lot of trouble. Who's really aggressive, but he's calculated aggressive. He's not like Fraggy. Fraggy's like, Fraggy's just like ready to fight, man.
Fraggy's just like, fuck you, I'm jumping in.
Yep, let's go. That's what this game's about. Here we go.
But at the same time, that game was probably one of the best games I've seen from Fraggy yet.
Yeah.
He was being very calculated. He was jumping in at the right times. He was using his ults correctly. Just using everything. He was using his escape or his jump more of an escape and less of an initiation.
Right.
So like he was just on point with that today. That was probably the best match I've seen yet from Braggy.
Yeah.
He played perfectly. So yeah, big props to him.
Yeah, and big props to them just in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting as far as they did, taking the first game from London is impressive enough, and then taking New York to 5 games, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And they did a fantastic job. So I don't think they can be. I mean, I'm sure they're a little bit disappointed they didn't win today.
Right.
But if anyone would have told you at the beginning of this stage that this would have been the finals matchups,
no
one would have believed you.
Yeah, that's when we get into our reviews of the stage 2. I'm sure that's going to be on the what we got wrong.
Yeah. For sure.
And I'm going to say something, and I'm going to throw it out there, and you know what? I don't give a shit what people say. Snillo is great.
Yes.
Your fun little meme guy there in San Francisco. You got a lot to you know. This guy's the rookie that's doing the damage. I was overly impressed with his Zarya more than his Tracer. I think Snow is just as good as him.
I agree. And that just makes Philly even more
scary.
Dangerous because holy shit, they have like two of the best Tracer players in all the league right now.
Yeah, Carpe, and what's with orange teams and the Tracers, man?
I don't know, man, but
if you're orange, you get two Tracers.
Right. If you're green, you have kind of one.
Yeah. You have one, and you have a decent Widowmaker, and your tanks are good.
Yep.
if you're like a fast food color, just fight for your life.
Right.
Yeah, but my team went from McDonald's to In-N-Out Burger. This. All right, we're getting off track here.
But just going back more to this game and just talking about it. Was there anybody else that you saw that was particularly impressive in these games?
Look, I can't ever not say Sabiobi.
Yeah,
and he had some issues in the championship game. Not like he was performing crappy, but it's sometimes with him it's like his leadership. It's like. You're going, oh, I don't know, Sabiobi's having an off game. Snillow's kind of taking it to him. Carpe's taking it to him. Then all of a sudden, when they need to push and they need that map, all of a sudden people are dead.
Yep.
They were making that last push, and he was terrorizing Jonak, or not Jonak, Boombox, and Libero got him on that after the damn nano boost, but. On the very last part of that push, you saw him. He went all the way around the back end, and he kept Boombox and Neptuno away from that point.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily take them out, but anytime he
distracted them enough where they couldn't get back in time.
They got separated, and they really couldn't do anything except for Neptuno trying to damage boost Boombox to try and take out Sabiobi. And by the time he was done screwing with them, they could not get back to that point to try and save their team.
Yeah.
Which, that's just amazing shit.
Yeah, that was just really, really clutch situational awareness from Sabiobi.
Yeah. And like I said, he didn't get kills, but you know what? He kept them away. Yeah.
Yes. He made plays. He didn't necessarily get the flashy plays, but he made the smart plays.
Yeah,
and that shows just the level of patience and just his ability as a player that he doesn't have to get the flashy plays to make an impact.
No, he makes the plays when they need to be made.
Exactly, and that's the sign of a truly great player.
And honestly, I'm going to say Philadelphia on the whole.
Absolutely.
We kind of sold them short, but not really. What are you going to say?
Right. Up to this point, everything was kind of theoretical. We didn't really know exactly how well they were going to show up. But I definitely agree with Philadelphia as a whole. But I feel like even more so, the guy that I want to call out as just playing phenomenally all day was Boombox.
Yeah. Boombox was fucking great.
He was right up there on the level of Jonak. He was getting picks. He was just giving Birdring and Prophet absolute fits in that first game. And then he was doing the very same thing to Sabiobi. Sabiobi wasn't getting kills on Sabiobi, but he was pestering him and just was like, no, you're not getting easy kills on me. And that definitely helped Philly a lot. Because he was keeping him off of Neptuno, and that's another person who played really well. Neptuno was the unsung hero of that game for sure, or both games for Philly.
He's an underrated support player, really.
He really was. His Lucio was on point today. His Ana on Gibraltar was fantastic.
Yeah, he was just good all around too. And he knew exactly. He tried to kept Boombox alive at the end of that push there with that nano boost, But
Right.
Boombox also got 2 picks off that too. So I mean, you can't. I mean, that's clutch stuff, man.
Absolutely.
He actually, and then earlier on that he hit the Winston Mono. He hit Mono with a sleep dart.
Oh yeah, that was
that was
a phenomenal sleep dart.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Like everyone sees, EQO with that massive, awesome Dragon Blade, but it's the stuff like sleep darting the Winston that's diving up on top of where everybody is. That stuff is freaking huge, man. Or like I said, like Sabiobi, like he didn't make a flashy double pulse bomb, but he kept the supports away from the rest of the other 4 guys, and by the time they got there, they were dead.
Right. Exactly. It was just a phenomenal day overall for Philly. I do want to talk a little bit more about some other people. Is the tanks for New York. Meko and Mono they were on point today, and they just were not making mistakes. But they weren't making huge flashy plays, but they were making, like we've been saying, in the little they were doing the little things to put their team in the best position, to help to give space for Libero, because Libero wouldn't have been able to do those things had it not been for their tanks.
No.
There was a few points, especially from Meko as Diva. He was just saving lives with his freaking defense matrix.
He is so good with that defense matrix. He was a
monster with it.
Yeah, and he's top 2-3 divas in the league.
He really is.
And their tanks are just, everyone they don't get like the recognition or enough, or maybe I'm not paying attention. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, like because everyone else is so good on that team, the other people kind of get more credit, but those guys deserve just as much credit, if not more, honestly.
Jonak wouldn't be able to sit there and pick people off like a fucking insane murderer if it wasn't for those two.
Right, because they're not getting huge amounts of damage or anything like that. They're just pinpoint precision on their positioning and all of this stuff.
Hold on. Okay, on the screen, what the fuck is Carpe doing on top of that sign?
Do you have it pulled up still?
Sorry?
On 66? Yeah.
What the hell was that? That was a weird interruption. I'm sorry. We usually don't do things live, and we put like footage on like after, like we record things. I was like looking at it going, what the crap? He was like levitating over the sign.
Yeah.
That was weird ass shit, man. I'm sorry.
It was really weird. No, it's cool. I mean, we're pretty much ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because we talked a decent amount. I mean, New York basically just being the best team in the league, like we knew that they were.
And I'm gonna say it again. Just one more guy, Libero, and I'm gonna go Libero in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Let's go the last 2 weeks. He has picked up his game so much.
Yes, he has.
And he was good, but the stuff he's been doing has been when they're like not playing great, which is very rare with New York. He is just like, all right, I'm going to take over. Which I never really saw him as the takeover guy. I always thought that was Sabiobi. But he's like, today he took over on Widow. I mean, he had going against Carpe that was like on fire for like the last 4 matches.
Right.
Like killing everybody. And he's just like, nope, I got it. That's all right. Yeah. We'll take care of this. But
he was just an absolute monster. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I mean, he's been right up there with the likes of Fleta as far as he's just, no matter what character he is playing, he is just playing at an elite level.
Yeah, and I think that's some of the reason why we don't see much of Pine.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with him. Because before I think it was like, well, he's not a good Widow and he's not, he doesn't have the hit scan down. But then it's kind of like, Yeah, but his Genji's really good. Oh, look at his Widowmaker. Holy shit, he can play Hanzo like a fucking maniac. Like,
Oh my god, that's another. Yeah, his Hanzo on King's Row was unreal.
He's unreal on Hanzo anyway.
Yeah.
Like, every time he plays Hanzo, he's doing ridiculous things.
Carpe on Hanzo against London earlier today was unbelievable.
Carpe's another one of those. Well, he plays like 3 or 4 heroes, but he plays them so good. Does he really need to play anyone else? I mean...
Right.
He's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just overall a really fun day.
Yeah.
And it just, once again, gets me so excited for the actual playoffs for this league.
Oh, God, they're going to be so awesome.
Cannot wait.
Yes.
But we still got 2 more stages to go.
Yep.
We'll definitely be doing our review of Stage 2, what we got wrong, what we got right, and then also a preview for Week 3, or Stage 3. So look out for those guys.
Yep.
Those coming in the next couple weeks, guys.
We're going to set some other stuff up too for Stage 3. We're going to do things like we're working on Discord channels and downloadable content for you guys.
Yep.
That are that are not able to watch the videos and things like that. And we're going to do our previews. We're going to do like the map pools like we did the last time. We don't have a big meta change this time, so we're going to dive more into team by team stuff. Where we think that everybody's going to be at, and we'll be online and doing our thing, and we'll probably do some streaming this week. You can see me really just not do well on Brigida, and then just start swearing uncontrollably, like Soul made a bad mistake. One of those. Anyway, right. Congratulations to the NYXL. You got this one, and you know what? I'm going to throw one out to the Fusion too. Good job, guys. You proved us wrong. And you know what?
Excellent job from the Fusion.
Yeah. All right, and we will see you guys with some preview stuff and all that stuff. So catch you later.
See you guys in the next one. Later.